Good morning, fourth graders. Today for our reading comprehension goal, we're going to take a look at how to compare and contrast two ideas. This is a great review. So last week we took a look at the purpose of an author's writing, right? Like why an author is writing. And so we said that one of the purposes is to inform the reader. And so today we're going to take a look at one of the text structures of that informational writing. So if you can remember, before we had our break, we took a look at a lot of different text structures. We said that sometimes an author might use chronological or sequential text structure. Sometimes an author might use cause and effect text structure for a paragraph or a passage of informational writing. And sometimes an author might use compare and contrast text structure for informational writing. And that's what we're going to take a look at today. Comparing, showing how ideas are similar, alike, the same, and contrast, showing how they are different. So I have here an anchor chart, and that anchor chart will be in your activity as well, so if you ever need to refer back to it, you're able to do that. So here, I put some clue words. When you see words like also, alike, to, and, similar, same, like, both, those are clues that the author is comparing, showing how the ideas are similar. And when the author uses these clue words like although, however, unlike, but, not, only, different, or different, the author is contrasting, showing how those ideas are different. And sometimes as a pre-writing tool, or as a tool like we're going to use today to help us sort the ideas, to help us better understand what we read, we use a Venn diagram. And in a Venn diagram, we can write the name of one idea that's being compared and contrasted up here, and the name of the other idea up here. And this side shows the details that show how that idea is different. This side shows details that show how though that idea is different. And then in the middle is where we write how they are the same. I don't know about you, but every time that I write a Venn diagram, this little tiny middle section is never big enough for me to write all of the ideas that are the same. So if that happens to you, no worries. You can always like draw a little arrow and write your ideas down here if they don't all fit here. I would have to do that probably too. So let's take a look first at finding clue words. Up here, I used orange to show that they are different and purple to show that they are same. So down here I'm going to do the same. Orange if they're different, purple if they're the same. Planes and birds are alike. Both can fly. There are some clue words there that show that they're similar. So I'm going to use the purple tool, purple highlight, and I'm going to highlight those words that showed me alike, both. Sure. Okay. Planes are different from birds. A bird is an animal, but a plane is not. So these two sentences are contrasting planes and birds, showing how planes and birds are different. So I'm going to use orange for that. They're different. And these are the words that show me that they are different. They're contrasting. Like other birds, penguins have wings. Unlike most birds, a penguin cannot fly. Okay. Do you see how this sentence is comparing penguins with other birds, and this sentence is contrasting penguins with other birds? It is hard to tell zebras apart. They all look the same. So for this sentence, we are comparing zebras to other zebras. And it's saying that they all look the same. They're all similar. Okay. A pet cat's walk is similar to a lion's walk, comparing cat and lion's walk. Most birds fly, however, a penguin cannot fly. However is a good contrasting clue word. It shows that those two ideas are different. Penguin, different from other birds because they cannot fly. Okay? So that was an example of how to find these clue words that give me a clue to whether we are comparing ideas or contrasting ideas. Now we're going to use that to help us understand what an author is trying to tell us. And so I'm going to read this passage to you, and I am going to first figure out what two ideas the author is comparing and contrasting. That should be somewhere right in the first paragraph. The game of ice hockey began in Canada in the 1800s. A similar game called para-ice hockey was first played in Sweden in the 1960s. Both sports are now popular around the world. Whoa, I'm going to stop there. I notice there are two ideas being compared. Ice hockey is being compared to para-ice hockey. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight in green anything that is related to ice hockey. And I am going to highlight in purple. I really like green and purple. I'm going to highlight in purple any detail that has to do with para-ice hockey. Okay? So already, the game of ice hockey, it began in Canada in the 1800s. Para-hockey was first played in Sweden in the 1960s. Both sports are now popular around the world. Oh boy, I need another color, don't I? Because this information would go in the middle of my Venn diagram. Both sports. I'll pick yellow. Yellow is going to be anything, any detail that shows that they are the same. Okay? We're going to go paragraph by paragraph. I'm going to read the paragraph first, then highlight. Ice hockey. Talking about ice hockey. Ice hockey is played on a rink with a net at each end. The 5 players on each team skate holding a stick with a curved blade. They try to shoot a rubber puck past a goalie guarding the net. Ice hockey is a thrilling, high-speed game. All of those details are about ice hockey. So now I'm going to, this whole paragraph, I bet, is about para-ice hockey. So I'm going to highlight that in purple. And now I'm going to get some details about para-ice hockey. Just as fast and exciting, that showed that they're similar. So I'm going to highlight that in yellow. So they're saying para-ice hockey is just as fast and exciting as ice hockey. Okay? So they're both fast and exciting. Just as fast and exciting is the game of para-ice hockey, which is sometimes called sled hockey or sledge hockey. The game began when a group of athletes who could not use their legs wanted to play ice hockey. Oh, I like that. They adapted a game. The rules of para ice hockey are like those of ice hockey. That shows how they're similar. So the rules is something that they both have in common. The rink, the puck, and the nets are the same. Highlight that in yellow. The rink, the puck, and the nets are the same. In both games, players are skilled at shooting and passing. Players are skilled at shooting and passing. The player's equipment, however, is different. Okay. A para ice hockey player sits on a two-blade sled. So this is how they're different. I'm going to use that purple. Use purple for para. So in para ice hockey, the player sits on a two-blade sled. Players use their upper bodies and hips to control the direction. Stand-up ice hockey players hold one stick. Okay, so ice hockey players hold one stick. But para ice hockey players hold two sticks. Para ice hockey players use two sticks, one in each hand. Because they're on a sled, so they can use both hands to shoot. They use the sticks to move around the rink and to pass and shoot. Both ice hockey and para ice hockey appeal to the same kinds of fans. People who love watching games that require speed, strength, and skill. So before I show you the Venn diagram, I want you to go up here, and we could have highlighted in green a lot of these details. This whole paragraph was all about ice hockey, and this whole paragraph was all about para ice hockey. Now in this paragraph, it showed how they were the same and also how they were different. Okay. So now that I've highlighted these, I'm going to take those ideas that are in green and put them on one side for ice hockey. I'm going to take those ideas that are in purple, put them on another side for para ice hockey. Those ideas that are the same, I'm going to put right in the middle. They're yellow, they're both. Same, comparing. So I made my Venn diagram, and this is what it looks like. You can see that there were a lot of details that showed how they were similar, and I almost ran out of room. So I could have drawn a little arrow down here and continued to write down here. Okay, and this will be in your assignment if you need to go back and take a look at it. Your assignment is to read this passage. And this passage compares Greenland with Iceland. Those are two different countries. And up here I said, highlight in green the details showing how Greenland is different. Highlight with purple details showing how Iceland is different. Highlight with yellow the details showing how they are the same. So that is one assignment that I'm going to grade and give you feedback on. You're going to read this passage and you're going to highlight. Then when you are finished, you're going to go down here to your second assignment, which I will grade and give you feedback on. You're going to fill out this Venn diagram with details from the passage. Okay? How are you going to do that? You can come over here on the text box and you can type away. Don't type that. What I would do if I were you is I would first use a text box up here and write Greenland. And then right over here, Iceland. Okay? Here, they are the same. All right. If you are ready to complete that assignment, you may stop this video at this time and go complete the assignment. If you would like to hear this passage being read aloud to you, then continue to watch. Greenland is a huge island that lies in the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. It is mostly covered with snow and ice. Iceland is also an island located in the same area of the world, but it is much smaller. Iceland's climate is mild. In contrast to the ice and snow on Greenland, green plants spread over coastal Iceland. Everyone wonders, shouldn't the names of the islands be reversed? Well, blame the ancient Vikings for both of these mixed up names. Greenland and Iceland share a similar history of exploration. Both islands were settled by Vikings thousands of years ago. Eric the Red, a Viking explorer, landed in southwestern Greenland in the year 982. It was summer, and that part of the island was grassy. Greenland seemed a fitting name. Well, according to legend, a different Viking settler is responsible for naming Iceland. Ravenflokki, named for the birds he took with him on his ocean voyage, brought his family to the island from Norway. Unlike Eric the Red, Ravenflokki barely survived the harsh winter. He hoped for better weather in spring and was upset to see icebergs still floating off the coast in April. He gave this island its name, Iceland. All right. You can do it. Good luck. If you need help with this assignment, remember, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 until 3. Make a little note, and I will reach out to you to help you during that time. If you do not need help, submit the assignment when it is finished, and I will see you on Friday in our classroom. Well, in our virtual classroom, of course. Bye, guys. I'm proud of all of your work.